Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a special edition of the Bama Standard with our post-game show crew. Unorthodox show. Of course, it's a time that we all weren't expecting. We all were caught off guard a little earlier today, maybe around the 4:30 time period. In case you're living under a rock or your CB radio wasn't working, Nick Saban has officially announced his retirement from college football. And your favorite crew is here to bring you all the reactions, all the news, the speculation as to what's next. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're in the live chat, well, you do your thing. Let's talk about it. If you're watching the replay, drop us a comment in the comment section. And as always, we are brought to you by Workspace Solutions. If your business needs a digital presence or a full-fledged marketing team, these are the guys that you want to reach out to coach up your team. Visit them today at workspacepros.com. Tonight, the special panel is starting out the all-star from Week 0 Sports, Daniel Pettey. And then from the final whistle, the star of that show, Dan James. And just below him, the leader, the queen of all things Bama from the Crimson Dynasty, Payne, and a man who is never short of any words from the final whistle, Luscion Graves. Welcome in, folks.
Good to be here.
No, is it really, Cishi? Is it really good to be here right now?
I'm not pulling punches tonight. It ain't good to be here.
No, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, are we really surprised?
Well,
are we?
Mm-hmm. Let's start it out. Let's talk about the surprise factor. And I want to kind of lead it off. It's kind of funny how things happen and how the more things change, the more they remain the same. And what I mean by that, if you look back to Bear Bryant's departure, his last national title was 3 years before he retired. Coincidentally, Nick Saban's last national title was 3 years before he announced his retirement today. Eerily similar. And here we are talking about something we sure thought was not going to happen for at least a couple more years, right? He's hard on the recruiting trail, still bringing in the greatest rosters to date, even though Ryan Williams decided he wasn't going to be a part of it. We'll get to that, of course. But now the inevitable has happened. The GOAT has hung things up. Let's go around the room. Did we expect this? Pettey started out, then go to Dan, then to Cishi, and then Luscion.
No, man. I was shocked, to be honest. I mean, I know that, it didn't think it was going to last forever, but and time may be even drawing near, but I saw a graphic earlier in the year that showed he was 20-something, almost 30 games off of Bear Bryant from being the all-time wins leader at Alabama. I just felt like, and I felt like he was going to go out with that John Elway type ending, go out on top, win another title, and then call it a day. So, and with the way this season ended and how well he coached in a year that many believe was his best coaching performance because of what he overcame. And then on top of that, you're bringing in another recruiting class that is as good as any class that he's brought into Alabama. So, yeah, I'll be honest. At 4:30 on a Wednesday, I thought I was reading a joke. I didn't believe it. I had to have it confirmed 27 different damn times before I believed that Nick Saban had stepped down at Alabama.
Dan, where are you at, man? Is this really happening? Is the GOAT officially hung it up? Where do you stand, man?
Unfortunately, yes. Surprised definitely with the timing of it all. There's a reason behind it. We'll probably find out within the next 72 hours or so. But we're in a transitional period. It happens. It was bound to happen one day. See, me personally, as an Alabama diehard fan, I've been a diehard Alabama fan since 1992. Let me tell you, for me, the Saban dynasty, the Coach Saban era, I was looking out the window. I was like the kid looking out the window. I was enjoying the ride. I've been enjoying the ride. Listen, man, I've been through the DeVos, the Shula year. So I was able to enjoy this. You know, a lot of fans now, they you know, the new era Alabama fans, the cocky, arrogant ones, you know, they thought this would go on forever. You know, Alabama was still the pinnacle of college football before Nick Saban. Nick Saban just happened to take it to another level, you know. So, you know, that's why I was telling people all along, you know, enjoy this era. You know, I truly enjoyed it. One thing about it, Coach Saban owes the University of Alabama nothing. You know, he gave it all. You know, we appreciate. I really appreciate the outstanding job that Coach Nick Saban has done at the University of Alabama. You know, now it's time to, you know, we're in the transition period. You know, so we. You know, there's a lot of different ways we're going, you know, so I think we'll, you know, within the next 24 hours, we'll know who his successor will be.
Absolutely. Sishi, I know you're in disbelief. You know, I sent you a text message earlier today and had a long wait until you sent me a response. This is something I don't think that we all had on our radar. Any coach that's left Alabama, at least the ones that we care to honor, gave us a heads up. Bear Bryant let us all know. No, we had an opportunity to really savor his last days at Bama, which included beating Auburn and then going to the Liberty Bowl and escaping Illinois in a classic. And then we had Gene Stallings, who after an amazing victory on the Plains, or not on the Plains, but in Birmingham, had a walk-off touchdown to beat Auburn. And we all knew it was coming, but now we didn't. We don't have a chance to really savor the last game. Matter of fact, the last game is something we all want to forget. But where's your head right now? Is this something that you saw coming at all?
To be honest, I think that the announcement itself was a little surprising, more so because of the timing, because I question if we would have made it to the national championship game and won it. I question if he would have retired at this time. But I will say one thing that stood out to me over the last few years is it was two things, actually. So basically, when Coach Saban and his wife, when we learned that they were the co-owners of the Almite Hotel in Tuscaloosa. So that, but then also the STEM center that they started. Now, when those two things happened, which was, I think, over the last couple of years, that let me know that retirement was definitely in the foreseeable future. And I say that because those are typically money moves that you discuss with a financial advisor a couple years in advance. So the fact that he was already setting those structures up, that kind of let me know that, you know, maybe within the next 1 to 3 years from last year, it was bound to happen. So I'm just more so surprised at the fact that Kevin still, you know, announced his retirement. And then, like, not even, I think, a full 48 hours later, we hear about Coach Saban. So I'm not necessarily surprised. He just turned 72, you know, in October of last year. So he is getting a little older. And one thing for me is I believe that we have to give people their flowers while they're still here. You know, if he's 72 years old, he's been here, 17 years-ish, something around that amount of time. So to be that committed to the program, even when we, you know, had our couple of times where we lost, you know, and he got a lot of backlash about it, I think that speaks volumes, you know, just about Coach Saban and him, just who he is as a person. So when it comes to him, I'm surprised that he's retiring. I'm not per se. I'm just, I'd like to understand the timing coming right off the heels of the, you know, national championship that just happened.
And breaking news, true to form, Auburn is going to Auburn. They have rolled Toomer's corner.
You got to get a victory somehow.
Yeah, no kidding. Couldn't get it in the Music City Bowl. Luscion, your immediate thoughts and reaction, like we've all said on the panel, we expected the day to come, just not so abruptly. We thought it'd be more planned out, per se. Where do you stand on this?
I'm actually going to go against everybody and say that I didn't expect him to be done anytime soon. The man goes on podcasts and talk shows and talks about how he has energy, how he's feeling the youthful as he's ever had. He's motivated by the competition. I was completely floored by this. And honestly, I think anybody that says they're not is a complete lie. I mean, with what he did in recruiting, that's not a man that wants to just ride off into the sunset. With how he demonstrated the fight that his team had and what he has coming back, and just with what happened this year, it is not a man that just wanted to ride off into the sunset. So I'm not gonna lie, I was floored. I love this man. He's been a hero of mine for a very, very long time, and he will continue to be. But I'm not gonna act like the fact that I'm not devastated. You know, the program right now, we don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not losing faith by any means, Bama Nation. It's gonna always forever be Roll Tide. It's just on a random Wednesday, a man that's been about processes forever just calls it a day on a random Wednesday in January. To me, there's got to be something behind that. So I'm gonna leave it at that, because I'm the type of guy that I need information. This don't make sense to me. A man that's been about the numbers and process and doing things for a reason and a purpose just does something random like this at 4:30 on a Wednesday in January. There's got to be a reason. So I'm eager to see what it is.
Matt Caddell, we appreciate you coming on in. You were on Coach Saban's very first team there at the Capstone, so you got to usher this greatness in and experience a little bit of it. Man, where do you stand on this? Is this something that you kind of felt was coming today at 4:30? Anytime, at least within the next couple of years? I know we're all dumbfounded right now. Speak to us.
Just shocked like everybody else. I didn't think it would come today. Just working, and then you see Twitter blowing up. I'm like, oh man, this is for real. But yeah, you knew it was gonna come. He's 72. He talked about getting old. And the Saban that I know that, I don't think he wanted to hinder the program anymore. So he probably thought this was probably a good time to do it. I get it, but it is what it is. I just think everybody needs to breathe, inhale. It's going to be okay. It's sad. Yeah, we're going through a lot of emotions. Decommits, everything. I mean, everything seems like it's in parallel, but like I think CC mentioned, just we just got to enjoy what we have with Coach Saban. I mean, not many programs, and you mentioned Auburn and Tennessee and LSU and all these other schools, Georgia, rejoicing that Saban has retired. I think we need to appreciate that Alabama not only has the GOAT, but we have the GOAT B with Bear Bryant. No other program is able to have the top two coaches in the college football history. So, that just goes to show you the impact Coach Saban had on his opponents in the SEC. So, I just thank him for all he did. I think every Bama Nation just want to say thank you, from fans to little baby fan, whoever, whenever you became a fan, I think we just got to, like CC mentioned, just give him his flowers and just say I'm grateful we were able to enjoy it, because I never always ask older guys, what was it like under Bear Bryant? What were those Bear Bryant days, years like? To hear those stories, and now we were fortunate to witness Coach Saban coming back. So, Coach Saban coming back to Alabama. Coming to Alabama and being the GOAT. So, it is what it is. I think we just got to breathe and enjoy all the great memories. It's sad, it's whatever, but, just to say we had them in that crimson and white, no other program is going to be able to do that. And then I'm excited what we're possibly going to get moving forward. I think that's going to be a good transition. I'm quite sure Saban is having his hand in, the wheeling and dealing of who's going to be the next coach. And I think it's going to happen soon, like Dan mentioned.
Absolutely. And arguably, I think you can all admit that this is probably his best coaching season to date, given all the adversity he faced and all the team faced, whether it was, self-inflicted or what have you. But this was just an absolute masterclass, a true testament just of his brilliance. Yeah. And we were able to rebound when everybody had written us off. And honestly, I thought that was to our advantage. Finally, people would actually write us off. And we wouldn't be sitting there hearing the praise heaped on and all the hype and thinking we're the best and all we have to do is just show up. Finally, somebody was looking at us as the underdog, and I think that ultimately kind of saved the season. But now, it just comes as a complete shock. We should have really appreciated what we had while we had it. I guess we are truly the self-absorbed fans we're accused of being. But times have changed, and Nick Saban has been able to adjust. But do you feel like that maybe the mindset of the modern athlete probably pushed him out a lot quicker than probably he should have gone? It's harder and harder to rein in wild horses, especially when you have millions of dollars being thrown at these kids. And if things don't go their way in a blink of an eye, they can just take off to another school. Where do we stand with that? Pettey, is this something you feel like may have pushed him out a little bit quicker than maybe he wanted?
I do agree with Luscion, but the timing kind of raises some red flags. But no, I 100% think the change in the culture of football had an effect on him. Look, man, Saban's about a process and a culture, and he's shown the ability to adapt. It's not that adapting his problem. Look, when offenses changed and it went away from defenses where his defenses dominated the early part of his career, he brought in Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian and started lighting up the offensive side. But with the transfer portal coupled with NIL and you got players that can just take money at any time, hop in, you can't really develop. And he had such a blueprint for develop a kid as a freshman, star as a sophomore, go pro as a junior, rinse and repeat. And that's all kind of gotten thrown out of whack. And 100% with the transfer portal, you see it this year. Alabama's had what? And I know a lot of them is some of them you kind of wanted to go, but 21 players in the portal is an alarming number. You usually wouldn't have seen little going into the portal and guys like that. So, yeah, man, I do. I think if he was younger, I think he would have, hey, let's dig in and adapt to this. But like y'all have mentioned, 72 years old, the game has changed so drastically, so quick to a point where, man, he can't coach it the way he used to. So, yeah, I do believe that. 100% I believe in NIL, and it's changed the game completely. There's coaches that are leaving that won't even come coach in college football right now because they don't want to deal with the 24/7, 365 madness of transfer portal recruiting. There's no break for these guys anymore. So no, man, yeah, absolutely. Long-winded, yes.
Well, couldn't have said it better myself. Dan, piggyback off that. Then, of course, we'll go in our normal order. Sishi, Luscion, Matt, and Chris James, who just joined. And just by the way, we have some more people who will be joining us throughout this episode. Bo Scarbrough will be here in about 5 minutes. Chris Owens will be here in about 10, and possibly Johnston Fowler. So everyone stay tuned to that. But yeah, Dan, pick up the baton.
Yes, I can pretty much say with confidence, the current landscape of college football had little bearing on Coach Saban's decision. It's other things, but it probably contributed to it in some capacity, but minuscule. There's other things, he's a father, a husband, a grandfather. He's a lot of things, so he has different aspects in his life, you know what I'm saying? So he's at a crossroads just like we are as a university. But Coach Saban, he always has a plan. His age, I don't think had anything to do with it. Like Luscion said, he was just on the shows, with Pat McAfee, talking about, he just had the number 2 class, still one of the greatest classes, even though it's number 2, still one of the greatest classes of all time. So it's something that happened within the last 48 hours that probably led to his decision. He went into the season anticipating, I could say, coaching a few more years, but we'll just let time pass, and we'll find out more. But we owe that to Coach Saban.
Sishi.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is one of those bittersweet moments. It's one of those things where everyone's going to wake up tomorrow and they're like, did that really happen? Yeah, it did. Now, I will say, I don't necessarily think that this current, I guess, landscape or so called culture of college football, I don't think it had a lot of bearing on his decision. And I say that because Coach Saban, he's respected. Even if people don't like Alabama, he's still respected, and that just is what it is. And so I think that with someone like Coach Saban, he knows how to reel those guys in. I don't care how old they are or how young they are. I don't care how much money they're asking for. I mean, that made the news too, the headlines as well a couple years ago. Certain players asking for a certain amount of money, they couldn't get it, so they went to Texas A&M and they got it there, and then they still left. So I think in that regard, I don't see that being a huge factor. He still knows how to run that program, and if you're not willing to adapt to what he wants to do, then you have to leave, and that just is what it is. I will say though, the foundation has already been laid. The foundation has been set. So as far as the guys who are still at Alabama, to me, even the new recruits, the 2024 and 2025 classes, I personally, I wouldn't see this as, oh my God, I need to leave Alabama now. No, because then it goes to, well, why did you come in the first place? Yeah, with Coach Saban being here, but it has to be bigger than just that, And so I think that the foundation has already been set, but that's all the more reason to get the right person in not only that position, but these coordinator positions as well. So I definitely think that it has to be a coach who is fluid in a sense, to where he's not 100% against the portal like someone like Dabo Swinney, but someone also who has authority and respect amongst the college football world, to where, the new guys, the young guys, they'll actually listen to what he has to say.
Luscion, pick it up. Is this a man that was tired of the modern athlete, the Instagram models, the folks with too much money not listening? Or was this a guy that was still at the top of his game, like you said? He got the number 2 recruiting class, and it didn't show any signs of slowing down. Why the abrupt about face?
Now, I want everybody to be crystal clear when we're talking about Nick Saban and what it means to be the greatest of all time. When you are considered the greatest of all time, that means you ain't scared of shit. You ain't scared of a damn thing coming at you. Nick Saban is that, been that, done that, lathered, rinsed, repeated that. So you're not going to sit here and tell me that he was worried about no damn NIL deal. He was worried about no damn princess skirt wearing player that wants to come in the portal and try to make his impact anywhere in the University of Alabama. I'm saying right now, something outside of the realm of what he saw coming happen. That is the only explanation for this. A man based off process and principle does not just all of a sudden surrender that on a random Wednesday in January. You're not going to convince me of that. I don't care who you are. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, does definitely not relinquish his power after we got beat. That man would stand up. He stood up every time after we got beat. So you're not about to tell me that this is him just riding off in the sunset because he lost his competitive edge. That is not true. I want that to be known by Alabama Nation, a resounding and echoing effect that this man did not lose his competition. He did not lose his competitive edge. This man would not just walk away from what the message that he has preached for decades to how many players, how many young men, how many young people he has affected. So no, the current state in college football to Nick Saban, he said it. It was a new challenge for him. He enjoyed waking up in the morning and combating this new challenge in NIL. He's quoted on saying that on multiple different occasions. So no, the current state of college football, I doubt, and I'm going to say this, and it didn't have any effect on it because it didn't have any effect on him before. The man still brought in the number 2 recruiting class, and I would argue it's better than the number 1 recruiting class, but because the caliber of athlete that's in that class. And it doesn't matter that Ryan Williams decommitted. I don't care. It's still the number 2 class. them boys got talent. Them boys got grit, and they're about to show it.
Matt Goodell, it's hard to follow a speech like that, but you have quite the task ahead of you. So do you feel like maybe the modern athlete pushed him out, transfer portal, NIL, the college landscape?
I mean, to Lucion's point, I can't follow that up. I think everybody may. I think it could have, but he is 72. So I think maybe the rigors of the job, just having to deal with building the team, all the things that he had to do to build the team, recruits, all that stuff, the change in landscape. Yeah, it was tough, but like Luscion said, I mean, he doesn't back down to anything. And I think he wanted to prove to himself that he could, win in the college football era, in the NIL. Like, he was goated through all eras of college football, BCS, playoff, all of them, NIL, transfer portal. So he was successful in all. And I think he just was like, I think this is a good time for the program and kind of, going in a younger direction, things like that. But I just want to just imagine if we would have won every national championship, how many national titles Coach Saban would have had. Like, it's unreal. So I was thinking about that the other day. But yeah, I mean, it probably has something to do. He's a grandfather now. He's got grandkids and all this stuff. So I don't think the NIL, like Luscion said, it had something to do with it. I just think maybe he's probably pursuing other adventures. I wouldn't be surprised NCAA comes up with the commissioner of college football. He'll be that. He'll probably work with ESPN and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just think he just, I don't think he always said he never wanted to hurt the program and go 3 years without a national title, based off some of the decisions he made, obviously Pete Golden, Bill O'Brien, those type things, maybe he thought it was best to, he's not getting any younger, maybe he thought it was best to move forward. So I'll toss it up to my main man, Chris.
And Matt, you bring up a good point. He didn't want to hurt the program. And you said that we hadn't won a national title in 3 years. But the fact of the matter is he's still been relevant in the grand scheme of things when it came to the college football playoff, the SEC title, and ultimately the national title. He may not have won it in 3 years, but he was there to the very end. And it took the very end before Alabama was actually eliminated from conversation. But he wasn't showing any kind of signs of slowing down. Yeah. Chris, we appreciate you being on with us tonight. Where do you stand? First of all, you didn't have a chance to really express, your immediate reaction. If you could share that with us, and then maybe even share what you think may have motivated this.
Well, when I first received a text from Matt, I laughed it off, and then I saw Dan. He texted it, and then I was like, "What?" And then next thing you know, da-da-da-da-da-da. So they actually broke it before ESPN did to me before I found out. But I mean, let's look at it, man. He's 72 years old. He's 73 on Halloween. Being a head coach of a college football program, I mean, those are long days, man. It's taxing. But I don't believe that's the reason. I believe for it to be so abruptly, it's something deeper than that. That's personal related. We're not going to get into, but I just feel like at some point it was going to come to an end. Maybe in the next 3 to 5 to 7 years, probably till I had him coaching until he was 80 or couldn't walk anymore. But for it to be the way that it was on a Wednesday afternoon in January, after the national championship, just like that, I think it's something deeper, something serious, non-football related, and but I like he set the stage, man. He set the stage. We even found out that the coaches didn't find out until right before the team meeting, so it was something that was kind of abrupt, So either way, man, he laid out the blueprint. he laid out the process, and I'm sure he's going to have a hand in picking his successor. So the football program will be in good hands, man. It's only one Saban, so I mean you can't expect, it to be like it was, but it could surely be close. You know what I'm saying? So whoever it is, they're gonna have the outline. They're gonna have the blueprint of the process, and like the script. Hey man, you have to remember people act like Alabama wasn't good before Coach Saban. They have to remember we had 12 titles before Coach Saban ever stepped a foot in Tuscaloosa. People have to respect that.
And look, Saban was good enough to make a grass-eating, mouth-breathing moron win a national title at LSU after he left. So, and that's LSU. And that's LSU. That ain't Alabama.
No other coach will be able to come into a better situation. There's no other program you can step into that'll equal the situation that you arrive at in Tuscaloosa.
Right.
So whoever takes over is going to be set up for immediate success.
Well, I will tell you that the successor has already been chosen.
This wasn't he didn't go give a.
So this was something that Saban had already been planned. This is strategic. I know it was a surprise, a shock to all of us, but he knew in his heart of hearts that this was it. And it's kind of eerie that Paul Feinbaum said or questioned his audience, was this Coach Saban's swan song? And chances are, it came true, actually.
What?
But listen.
Huh?
Huh?
Who?
He's been saying that for years. So he was
Man,
how long is time on?
Exactly.
Well, listen.
Anybody studying Gargamel?
Well, we have two more people to join us. First of all,
Man, if it's Gargamel,
Chris Owens is here, and then Bo Scarbrough. Welcome in,
What's up,
sir.
What's up, Chris?
Hey.
What up?
Glad to have y'all both
What's up,
in.
Bo,
And
Chris?
What up?
I'm going to start out with Bo. Bo, we talked a little bit on the ride home. We were just kind of in shock. You didn't see it coming. You thought, oh boy, had a little bit more miles left in him. What was your initial take? And then, what do you think kind of forced his hand per se?
Like I was telling you before, it's just a shocking to see that he was searching for a defensive coordinator yesterday. Then today he just up and retired. But once I got off the phone with you, I got a few phone calls, few sources that I know that may be part of it. Maybe part of him retiring is that Pettey may be sick. I heard that Pettey is sick, and that may be part of it. He may want to spend his time with Miss Terry, since, that's what the word is, that she's sick. So I can see why that yesterday he was looking for a defensive coordinator. Then today it make a whole 360, because of Coach Saban been coaching all his life since he was a young dude. And like he tell us when he recruit us, like, if you can play football till you're 30, and then what are you gonna do for the next rest of the 60 or 70 years that you have to live, maybe 50 to 60 years that you have to live, and that's what he did. And when he purchased the house, the $18 million house, I thought that he had 2 to 3 more years left in it anyway. I didn't think that it would be this fast, but I'm pretty shocked that it happened so quickly, but I also can understand if it had to do with Pettey being sick, because that's his wife, and at any given day in our life can be taken away from us. So, and I think that's part of it, because of who would go look for a defensive coordinator today and then retire tomorrow. I mean, it doesn't add up unless something serious is really going on.
Chris, welcome in, sir. Man, it's funny. Just a few weeks ago, we're on the post-game show, or maybe it was one before that, before the Rose Bowl. You said that, there was no way Nick Saban retires anytime soon, and that he found the fountain of youth, and he was good for another several years. Well, several years got here a lot quicker than what you predicted, but nonetheless, this is where we're at. Let's get your initial reaction. and what you think may have kind of sped things up.
Yeah. Initially, I was kind of shocked. I wasn't expecting it. I felt like this season, even though it didn't end how we wanted it to end, I felt like it kind of rejuvenated him, let him know that he still had it. I'm not sure he was ever questioning himself anyways, but just the fact that he took an improbable situation and brought those guys to the playoffs and SEC championship. And so I felt like he had a couple more years left in him. Like you said, Bo said that Miss Terry is sick. If that's true, then, it's very understandable because it does seem very sudden. I think Chris said it when I jumped in, like a Wednesday afternoon, just kind of random. So I feel like maybe something did happen. I don't think, like you guys said, I don't think we're not prepared for it. I think he spent time preparing for this. But regardless, it's always unfortunate seeing your heroes or someone that really meant something to you. It kind of sucks seeing them step away from something that they've been around for so long because he's told all of our players that he's been on a team since he was a teenager. Like, that's all he knows. And so he wanted to be around as long as he could. And if he felt like that was it, then I'm sure he's made the best decision for him and his family.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we kind of look to the future. As hard as it is, where does Alabama go from here? How do we maintain stability? More importantly, let's ask the question, who is worthy of taking the reins? The successor has been named. We may hear it tonight or possibly tomorrow morning, but nonetheless, it's been done. Who takes it over? Of course, it can't be somebody who's new and up and coming and learning on the job. We saw that with Mike Shula. And I know we're not supposed to speak his name out loud. Sorry, Sishi. But we can't go back to that. So I'll start with the guys who played for him. Bo, do you have somebody in mind? Or if you don't have a name, what kind of coach does it take to be able to pick the ball up while it's still rolling, still driving down the highway and not slow down?
The source that I got, that they said that once the head coach will be announced, that they're gonna rock the world. And the only person that I can see that being hired that gonna rock the world is D'Amico Ryan. He's like the black Coach Saban, if you ask me. The way how he does things and the way how he carry his team and the way how he carry himself, a guy out of Bessemer, and a guy that also played for Alabama. Coach Saban didn't play for Alabama or play in the NFL. So if it's true that they saying that the guy that they gonna hire gonna rock the world, the only guy that I can think of that can rock the world is D'Amico Ryan. If it's not D'Amico Ryan, then I would rather have Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin know the tradition, know the system, know the philosophy of Alabama, know what Alabama want, know what the fans want, know what the boosters want. But I don't see them hiring Dan Laney because he's a Northwest guy, and it didn't work out for Auburn. So I don't think that Dan Laney will even be in the question for it.
Good point.
And an excellent point, man. Chris Owens, it's your turn, sir. Time for you to speculate. I asked the same thing of you. Who takes it over? Who do you already have in your mind? Or if you don't have a particular name per se, who or what kind of coach can take this over?
You're mute.
No, I think that Boost Mobile got him. So we'll wait till he gets back in the area. Chris, let's go to you. Then we'll go to Sishi and then Luscion, Matt, and Dan, and Pettey. Hopefully, by the time we get through that, Chris will be able to come back in the stratosphere.
You there, Chris?
Kinda. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Get it while you can, sir. Boost Mobile doesn't love you.
I'm gonna make it quick. I was thinking about Lane as well. I do like Lane, but if it's not Lane, then I want it to be someone that's a good recruiter, that's young enough to where they would have longevity at Alabama. Because I think what gave us an advantage in recruiting was the fact that people knew Coach Saban wasn't going anywhere. And so if players know that they're going to a school where they're guaranteed 3 to 5 years, whatever it is, with that same coach, and they don't have to worry about a lot of instability at the position, then I think that's what's going to keep us from not falling off the face of the earth, but just taking too many steps back. So someone that's young enough, with enough credibility, enough resume to where they can continue the legacy, but also be there for a while.
Okay. Chris, now your turn, sir.
To what Bo was saying, If it's going to be somebody that's going to rock the world, the only person I can think that will rock the world, other than like you said, D'Amico Ryans, who was my roommate on game day. That's my dog, me and Matt. It's Kirby, man. That's the only thing I can think about. But I know it's not him. But if it's gonna rock the world, it has to be because everybody's thinking Dan Lanning or Lane or maybe even Sark. But I know it's not gonna be Kirby, but that would rock the world. You get what I'm saying? But I believe I think it's gonna be Dan Lanning. And the reason being because just the tree he comes from. Because wasn't he was at Alabama at one point, wasn't he? Under on the and then you got to look at that 21 defense he had at Georgia, man. Woo! Like one of the most lethal defenses of all time, and all those guys in the league now. Like the guy can recruit, the guy can coach. And he's somebody that Coach Saban knows personally. So, but I'm hoping. I would love to see D'Amico Ryans. Like he's a good dude, man. He's a no nonsense guy, a great guy, a people's person, smart as a whip. And he's played in different systems to where he knows so many different types of defenses and schemes. So I'm hoping it's him. If not, I wouldn't be mad with Lane. I wouldn't be mad with Sark. I definitely wouldn't be mad with Dan Lanning, but I just don't want it to be Mike Norvell or nobody like that because I've been hearing Mike Norvell.
Well, apparently we are making Oregon fans nervous because we have a few in our live chat right now.
I just don't.
And folks,
I just don't see Dan Lanning.
I don't either, man.
I think that's what it is. I was all on it, Bo. You're the first. I'll be honest, Bo. That's the first time I've kind of been a little nervous that it wouldn't be Lanning, as you saying you don't like it, don't think it is. And I know, I'm never going to argue with someone that played for the GOAT and is connected to the program.
Well, the reason why I say it ain't going to work out because of that time that Auburn hired that Northwest guy didn't work out at all.
Yeah, but Dan's not real. I mean, he's got more of that. He's got more of that Kirby blood in him, and like you said.
But at the same time, you got to think about it. He's on the West Coast as well. It's not much physicality is going on in that conference.
No, but I heard that.
Proven by Monday.
If you watch and look at Oregon, they is a hurry up, fast team. If you blink, they'll run a play before you know it. That's what I'm saying.
If you watch,
can't bring that to the SEC.
Lane Kiffin.
Watch his pregame speech against Colorado, and that was the moment I called everybody and said, that dude's an Alabama coach if I've ever seen one. He said, we don't play for clicks, we play for these pads clicking. And man, it was a Nick Saban speech if I ever heard one. But I ain't gonna argue with Bo Scarbrough.
Hey Bo.
Stuff, but
yeah, but
hey Bo, but
Dan brings.
If he would have never played, if he would have never been underneath Saban and been a part of the process, then. But by the simple fact that he got a taste of that, and he was been successful ever since, I think that that's what it is.
I wouldn't be mad if we hired Dan Lane. I like him. He was there when I was there. I'm just saying.
But he wouldn't shock the world.
Exactly.
That's the key phrase. The only names that would shock the world: D'Amico Ryans, Coach Prime.
Nope. There's one more you ain't saying.
James Franklin, Lord Jesus.
Nope. There's one more you ain't said yet. There's one more you ain't said yet. There's one more you ain't said yet. He's an Alabama alum.
Who's
you better not say it either. You better not say it either.
Chris just said it.
Glenn Schumann. But he's never been a head coach. It's gonna be
exactly why it would shock the world.
He's got the second best odds,
but not in the way
exactly why
Glenn Schumann would be the defensive.
But it doesn't shock the world in the way that Bo alluded to, though. This is something that's going to be.
Shock the world will be Urban Meyer.
Oh,
No,
hell
that
no.
wouldn't shock
No,
me. That would
no,
piss me
no,
off.
no.
Y'all know what would really
No.
shock the world if they tried to slide Jim Harbaugh in. I would be probably like the most
I'll
pissed
quit.
off
I
person
will quit right
because we
then.
would be in the
Leave this
news
show.
every week for all the. It better not be Dabo Sweeney or Jim Harbaugh.
Oh,
Like
no,
I would,
that
that
like
would
I
be
like
it.
Jim now.
Oh, no.
I like Jim.
Well,
But
Hey.
Dabo played for Alabama.
Yeah,
did.
but I don't like
Man,
his
but-
philosophy when it
He
comes
been
to
in Orange
the
too
transfer
long.
portal.
Oh,
Like that's
Dabo
I think
painted.
that's the thing that affected Clemson the most in a negative way is that he doesn't agree with the transfer portal to the point where they've suffered because of that. And I think that we've struck gold just utilizing transfer. I don't
Hey.
like the coaches that are stuck in the past. To the
I
point
don't
where-
agree with it. I don't
Hey.
agree with the transfer portal either. Because once you commit to one, you should stay committed. That's just like cheating on your girlfriend. If you committed, you stay
Hey,
fucking.
You're right. You're right.
Hey, Bo.
hey, but
Hey,
to,
Dabo,
but
Because
to all
you gonna
y'all's
leave.
point,
You gonna leave because your girl ain't cook you a meal
You're
all year.
right.
no,
You're
but
right.
to all y'all's point is y'all saying D'Amico Ryans act like he got a crappy NFL team right now. If it,
But
in
what you
actual
mean?
thinking,
What you mean? Everybody in the NFL is good. You can't expect a
no,
first
but
year
what I'm saying,
head
but what I'm
coach to
saying
come
is,
in
Bo,
and win 12,
but what
15
I'm saying is, Bo, he has young talent in his program right now. He's
Yeah,
got Will
okay.
Anderson. He got young guys to be proven to be pulled away with the right moves. He could be playing for a Super Bowl next year. I'm
True, he
just
could.
saying.
But
I'm just
also,
saying.
but
I'm just
also
saying.
tell me this.
It's not your turn.
Mama
Steve.
Tell
call.
me this.
What Bear
Tell
Bryant
me,
said?
tell me this. At the when Coach Saban first came to Alabama, what was his record? 75, right? And then
Well,
after he got Julio, now they went 12-1. Then they went 13-0. Then we came back and lost again.
Yeah. But Bo,
They
that
won
was
Don't
two in a
get
row.
he's
They
not
won
gonna
two in a
win
row.
your first year.
he
Especially
walked
hold
into
on.
a
Then you
total
gotta think
different
about
mess.
this. Then you gotta think about this. D'Amico Ryan is not in a college system. He is in the NFL system. So therefore, he can't get the players that he wants because of the salary cap, the money, the players that want hundreds of millions of dollars. He can't go out and get the players that he wants. So he go and get the players that is gonna do the right thing when they
What do
supposed
you
to.
mean
They're
get the
gonna be in
players
the
you
right
want? He got the
position.
number 2 and 3 draft pick
That's
this
because
year.
he had the number 2 and 3 draft pick. Two, 3 players can't play a whole defense. You're gonna need a secondary.
But
You're
you
gonna
got
need
a quarterback and you got a cornerstone on your
but
defense to build
but if
on.
you got a
And on
secondary,
before that, you
but
got Derek
Luscion, hold on,
Stingley.
bro.
but if you got a secondary that can beat deep, how could you win?
You draft and free agent. Like
Exactly. You proving my point. He not having guys stay there 4 or 5 years. These guys are doing 1 year, 2 year, and out of there because of the money cap salary. I'm pretty sure he would have liked to bring Fred Warner from San Fran with him. I'm
But
pretty
how
sure
many
he would have
coaches are
liked
making
that.
the playoffs their first year?
Not many, but still at the same
Especially
time,
a black coach.
you-
Especially a black coach in the NFL.
Mike Tomlin.
Hey.
That's exactly it. That's what I'm saying. There's not that many.
All right,
I know
we're
one
drifting
thing, though.
off. Guys, we need to get to our other panelists. Sishi, you're up next, and please don't say Coach Prime because you got
Am I
people
really
in this
up
chat.
next?
You are up next. You got people in this chat already saying Coach
Almost
Prime. I'm
forgot.
sorry, the Six Flags over Boulder is not coming to Tuscaloosa, so let's go ahead and forget about that. And it wouldn't work in Tuscaloosa, so let's squash it. But before you go, we do have some super chats. We got the offering plate going around, I guess, to pay for the funeral. Linda Derry, $10. Could someone please explain why he didn't announce? Did the commits know? I'm sad, so sad. But why so sudden? Why now? Any inside info? Out of character. Couldn't agree more. And then right back, $20. I should have listened, but something isn't right. How he announced so unexpectedly, out of the blue. If it was Miss Terry, my heart is double broken. Did he speak to the players? Where does the program go from here? And then just below, we got one more. Bald, no cap. Nice. 999. Nick is a legend on the field, but a father in many homes, and I learned and applied so many of his teachings. What kind of effect do you think this will have on our recruiting in the future? They play for the GOAT. All right, Sishi, do you have a selection? And if you don't, what kind of coach does it take to keep this machine running?
So I kind of said it in the midst of everyone else's opinions. What I'm first gonna say is who it shouldn't be. And I think from a timing perspective, with the so-called national championship that just happened a few days ago, I think that it's a little eerie coming off of the so-called win that Michigan got. I really hope it's not Jim Harbaugh, and I really hope it's not Dabo. And I just mentioned why I don't want it to be Dabo, but I would say maybe D'Amico Ryans. I think if it's going to be a shock the world type of thing, possibly Coach Prime. Do I think he's ready? I would say, to some degree. I think he still needs more time at Colorado and kind of see, what he can do there. To me, Kirby Smart, I would like to get him as a package deal with Scott Cochran. If not him, I would love to see Sark come back. Lane Kiffin is okay, but I feel like he talks a little too much, and I think that could be a negative thing for the program. So I would love to see either Sark. I think that would shock the world. I think a Kirby Smart with Scott Cochran would be that package that we need, to where I don't see why Kirby Smart wouldn't say yes. I mean, look at how many players he's lost even over the last few years. Look at that. I think the 2018 national championship, when he still had Sony Michel and some of the other guys, Nick Chubb, they lost a lot of really good players over the years, including the guys who are going to the draft this upcoming draft, and then some of the recruits. So I think that if Kirby Smart were to leave, to me, the smart time to leave would be now. Coming back to Alabama, and I would go with him or Sark, maybe Lane Kiffin, but I think Coach Prime or D'Amico Ryans would be more of a shocker.
Marquise Maya says it should be him. Okay, so
hey, I know one thing. I know one thing. If it's D'Amico, I'm gonna be the new said.
Yeah,
that's my boy. That's my dog.
I'm right behind you. I'm doing it all. I'm opening the door for him.
Luscion, who's your choice? You had a quite heated debate there with Bo. We love it, by the way. We come here for chaos. That's what we're about here on the Bama Standard. But who's your guy? Who satisfies you?
It sure ain't nobody that's ever worn orange in their coaching career. And it sure ain't nobody that puts a hats tag on the back of their players' practice jerseys. It's got to be someone that has a footprint in the SEC that actually knows real football, that's actually made contact with a dude once or twice in his football career. And if it ain't that, he don't need to be coaching at Bama. So I'll just leave that open-ended. Find somebody that has played the game, has been successful in the game. Because if they ain't done any of that, no kid in today's football game is going to listen to them anyways. So you can go get a legendary coach and Coach Prime and Dabo Swinney, but we see how successful their programs are right now, they're not. So you need to go find somebody that is a proven winner, that is a proven player development guy, and someone that is going to stay, not someone that's just entertaining the job for a year or two, trying to make a stepping stone. We need somebody that's going to be here for the long haul. So I don't know who that's going to be. And I'm not going to speculate because I'm just way too broke up about this Saban stuff right now.
Matt Caddell?
Well, first, if it's Miss Terry's health, that reason, that makes a lot of sense. I just think we need to give her thoughts, prayers, and love first and foremost. That's what's important. But I like Bo said, I think D'Amico Ryans shocks the world, and I think Lane Kiffin kind of shocks the world too. Coach Prime, I don't know if that's a good fit for Alabama. I just don't know if the board of trustees will go along with that. I mean, yeah, that's gonna, to your point, Cici, that's gonna shock the world, definitely. I mean, it's gonna turn everything upside down. To that point, I'm just thinking about fit. So I'm thinking either D'Amico Ryans or Kiffin, maybe tier 2. I might say Dan Lanning or Sark, but I think you look at in the SEC, you got Lane. He's been a coach on his own. Ole Miss. He's young. He's always tweeting about Alabama. Like, he spends more time talking about Alabama than anything on social media. I obviously offensively will be on point. He just needs to keep T. Rob as a defensive coordinator or something like that.
Don't bring Golden back. No,
Don't
sir.
bring Golden. If he brings Golden, he gonna. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah,
Marvin Constant will blow up the facility.
Oh my God, not you. It'll be about 100,000 fans, Alabama fans that would do that. But yeah, I think those two names, Lane Kiffin, DeMeco Ryans, man, that will put DeMeco in a tough situation. You know, his team going to the playoffs and preparing for who they got, the Cleveland Browns this Saturday or this week. So I don't know. I don't know how that goes, but I think those two would kind of shock the world. And I'm quite sure Coach Saban is made the phone call and done all that stuff behind the scenes with the staff and all that good stuff. So those are my top two.
And by the way, I specifically kept Pettey for last. But anyway, what?
I wanted to say that if it is Sark, the good news about that is that I think he brings back Coach Flood with him, which would mean O-line improvement, which was a very big issue for us, obviously, this year. That's just my biased opinion, but I do think that would be a good package if those two came back.
Cristobal will shock the world. Cristobal will shock the world.
No.
It'll shock the world. It'll run everybody out of Tuscaloosa.
Dan, go ahead, brother. Who takes the reins? Who's the successor? Or if you don't have it figured out quite yet, what kind of coach does it take to do this?
Belichick.
Do you want me to give you the breaking news? You want me to go ahead and break the news? Who's the next successor at the University of Alabama? I'll go ahead and break the news if you want me to.
Of course we do.
Okay to do it?
Break it, man, so you get credit.
Break
for
it.
I'm going to tell you, man. It's going to be Lane Kiffin. You know, even though as of 3 minutes ago, he was tweeting at a commitment that they just got from Logan Diggs.
Logan Diggs, yeah.
Transfer portal. You know, he was radio silent. He's been radio silent about the University of Alabama and Coach Saban.
Yep.
That's our guy. That is our guy. I'm telling y'all. Y'all can go ahead and book it. Coach Kiffin will be announced within the next 48 hours. I'm just go ahead and tell y'all.
It ain't gonna be Kiffin. And look, and that's coming more from the Bama side. If what I've heard is true and Saban has any impact on this hire, which I believe he will, I don't believe. Again, there's so many things that's weird about this. If this was, he was like Bo's alluding to, he's recruiting a defensive coordinator yesterday and makes this decision today. But I don't believe the university was surprised. I do believe the university's ready. So I do believe I don't know, man. There's something that's not adding up right here with the timing of it all. But if what I've heard, the rumblings, and Saban has any say on it, Kiffin won't be the next coach at Alabama. But I mean, I would be crazy. You'd be crazy not to kick those tires, man. I mean, look what Kiffin's done at Ole Miss. Look what he's been able to do in the portal. Like CeCe's alluded to, that is the new world, and he is a part of it and very good at it. He would bring notoriety. He wouldn't be scared to step in the shadow of a GOAT. He's got that mentality. That's the one thing. You got to look far for Alabama. It took forever to replace Bear because of Bear's shadow. You got to have a guy that don't give a shit about shadows. And Kiffin's one of those type guys. DeMeco Ryans is one of those type guys. But man, I feel like Dan Lanning is going to be the next head coach at Alabama.
Well, I think it's Dan Lanning. I'm telling y'all.
Pettey, I sure scared the hell out of you earlier when I told you that Lane Kiffin had been hired. And it had you worried long enough.
I'm not worried. Look, this is going to send. I don't want to send your chat into freaking pandemonium.
They're already in pandemonium, sir. Yeah. That's inevitable. But
I do think that'd be shocking. I don't think that's. Look, man, I've expected it. I think a lot of people in red and blue expect when that job came open, like Matt Williams down there talking about. Lane tweets about Alabama just as much as he does Ole Miss, and usually he's talking about the GOAT and talking about. If there's one team he stayed in good graces with, it's been Alabama, and I feel like that's for a reason. He wants to win big, and you can't win bigger anywhere on the planet than you can at the University of Alabama.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you another thing.
Go Dan, and then I'm going after you.
Who does Coach Saban have the best relationship with?
Not Kiffin.
He has a wonderful relationship with Kiffin. Now
He have a great relationship with Kiffin.
How he has an awesome relationship with Lane.
He
Kiffin.
have a great relationship with Kiffin.
Yes, he does. He does. Don't let Coach Saban will fire his son if he wasn't doing right on staff. It's business. That's the same way I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, y'all, it's gonna be Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, because you fired me.
Holy
It was
shit.
business though, wasn't it?
For Waffle House.
Hey y'all, I think they're scared that we may get Kirby Smart. I see some Georgia fans in the chat. I think they're worried about us getting
To
Kirby
your
Smart.
point,
Hey, Georgia
that's
fans, you gotta-
that I'm thinking of it like, who do you not want to play? Like, obviously, if Kirby goes to the Falcons, or you want Danny Lanning at Georgia, or would you rather have Kiffin and Tuscaloosa going against all these teams? That's kind of how I think about it. And only Kiffin and D'Amico Ryans kind of fit that mold to me. That gives us a really good, makes a good transition to the next coach. That's all I wanted to say.
And I think we're all going to be overanalyzing and forming our own conspiracy theories and looking into cryptic tweets. I mean, you could even look to Jihad Campbell's tweet earlier, Bama Sci-Fi. Is he alluding to a Bama Sci-Fi guy is going to be hired? If so, that kind of goes right with Bo's shock the world announcement.
Or Glenn.
Or Glenn, but that to me doesn't shock the world, as Bo said, and
It would, because no one's expecting it.
But Glenn,
that shocks you when you ain't expecting.
That shocks you when you're not expecting something. That's the definition of shock. Something you're not expecting. People are halfway expecting D'Amico to come home.
Hey,
people are expecting that.
You know who's got the second best odds in Vegas right now? Kalen DeBoer.
Hey, guess what though? Dabo beat Sci-Fi too.
Yeah.
Nah, we took his card. We took his card. Nah.
Is Schumann B Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
No.
Listen,
no, he didn't.
Pettey, you might be onto something about
just me, Bo, and Matt, baby.
Do what?
You might be onto something about Washington, though.
About DeBoer, man, like don't sleep on it. Like Vegas has a lot of twinkly lights because of other people's money, and the second best odds behind Dan Lanning right now is Kalen DeBoer.
But do y'all feel like the timing of this announcement may correlate with whoever is chosen for the defensive coordinator position? Like, do you think that may have some bearing on
it's gonna be T-Rob. If it ain't T-Rob,
T-Rob. That's why I think it's Kiffin, because I think if you bring in Kiffin, he already has his D coordinator. You get to keep most of the staff.
I don't know, man. We're starting to do the game that we did after Bear. Let the guy bring his guys. Let whoever the man is going to be the man and get out of the way.
Hey, D'Amico's familiar with
T-Rob like that though.
I know. Trust me. We don't learn from our mistakes.
And definitely it's not going to be. Y'all were listening to Bo when he said a Northwest guy. We're not bringing the boy in. No, we're not doing that.
Hey,
no Northwest guy can come to the South and win.
You better tell him.
It's hard to recruit. It got to be a wow factor for recruits. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mike Price was gonna win. He was gonna get it rolling, baby. He was gonna have it rolling.
Yeah, you were part of that problem, Chris.
Mike Price on the strip.
He had it rolling for a whole week.
Rolling.
I don't. Sorry, baby girl, but I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be Kirby, because Kirby went to school at Georgia. When Kirby was at Alabama, Kirby had 8 head coaching job offer, and he didn't take any of them until Georgia offered him the job. He had the head coaching job at Auburn, Florida, Miami, Florida State, South Carolina, Oregon, Arizona State. He had all the offer, but never took it until Georgia came into the picture. When Georgia came to the picture, Kirby Smart left the championship game sooner it was over, him and Mel Tucker. So I don't think that it would be Kirby, because of he was under Coach Saban for so long that he held Coach Saban philosophy and everything that he does, that he gonna keep it at Georgia and make him mark where he went to school at.
I feel you, Bo, but I feel like the timing couldn't be more perfect for Kirby Smart. When you look at what he's accomplished in such a short period of time at Georgia, these back-to-back national champ. I mean, these guys that's gone to the draft. I just feel like if it is him, it's the perfect time. If it's not, then it just wasn't meant for
That would,
you know.
yeah,
it would be, but it'd be too fast for him to come back to Alabama when he just left.
Yeah,
What
why
else
would
does
he
he
do
have to
that?
accomplish at Georgia, though?
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah, I
check
mean,
it out.
look, if you keep, that's just like Coach Saban. If you keep accomplishing things, why would you leave a place that you keep
Right, you're not.
accomplishing?
When they build a
You
statue,
build it.
Alabama.
When Mark Richt left, Kirby Smart went over there and built that program just like Alabama. That's why Alabama and Georgia became neck to neck. They run the same defense of 4-2-5. Everything they run, Alabama run. That's why when Georgia and Alabama play, it's always be a neck to neck game because they run the same defensive plays. That's why it seems like Georgia have more guys on the field, just like we do, because we run a 4-2-5. We got 5 DBs on the field.
yeah.
Kirby can come to Alabama and try to be one of the statues, or he can be the statue at Georgia.
Hey, but
And
look,
that's what
Kirby-
he- and that's
Same
what
with
he- and
Dabo.
that's what he
or the
wants.
Falcons.
Same
Hey,
with
that's
them.
what I'm about to tell you. Matt. That's what I was about to say. If Kirby was the lead athlete, he's going to Atlanta.
Yeah.
He ain't going to
not
another
gonna
college
leave-
program.
he's
He's
not
not going to
gonna
regress.
And the
He's
word
going
is
to
there's a
Atlanta.
contract. There's a contract on the table. Asking for his signature. If he
Yeah, I
wants to
talked
sign
about Arthur Blank.
Arthur gonna throw the textbook, gonna throw the bank at him. Arthur's gonna throw the bank at him.
You
I'm
talking
telling you.
Arthur.
We offered them 2 Walmart, Home Depot good gift cards.
Kirby and Harbaugh might be done with college ball. Kirby might be with the Falcons, and Harbaugh might be with the Bears. I'm telling y'all, if they leave, they're going to the NFL.
The Bears didn't fire their coach, supposedly.
No, the Bears are keeping their coach.
They're gonna keep him.
Yeah.
And then he has the Chargers too. I'm here the Chargers too for possibility for Harbaugh. San Diego.
and the Raiders.
Don't say that, Petty.
Come on, man.
Listen,
Don't
my
act like you
day's
don't
already
want
been
Harbaugh.
ruined enough. My day's already been ruined enough. I don't
Don't
need
act
no
like
more
you don't
damn
want
bad news
that.
today.
Don't act like you won't be wearing your cleats and khakis. Come on.
I don't even own khakis, Chris.
You gonna own a pair of Harbaugh go to the Raiders?
No, I won't. No, I won't. I'll burn my Raiders jerseys. That's how I
He'll
feel
take
about that.
you to the Super Bowl.
No, he won't, and then lose it like he did the 49ers.
Hey,
Well, as
hey,
long
you
as the
be like
lights don't go out, you're
you be like
fine.
that fan with a fake tweet. They see a fake tweet and run with it. They think somebody done left them. They done burnt the jersey, but it was a fake tweet the whole time. And then when it burnt the doggone jersey, you can't act prematurely.
All right. So we're over an hour. Our final thoughts. Why don't we just go around the room and give our favorite Nick Saban moment? And there's a hell of a lot to choose from. But let's go ahead and name that. And hopefully when we get all the way around, Bo will be last to go. Maybe they'll have an announcement for us. Pettey, start us out. Then we'll go down to Dan, then Sishi, Luscion, Matt, Chris, and then Bo.
Man, I'm glad I get to start because I'm really more interested to hear what Bo and the guys that played got to say. But from a fan perspective, I am of that era that grew up hearing about the greatness of Bear, but didn't see it. So the greatness of Alabama was mystique. It wasn't. I didn't see it with my own eyes. And then I go to Alabama and we go through the Mike era, which was the era of the Mikes was a little rough. We've all discussed. So the name that shall not be spoken, those coaches. And then, Saban comes along and does something that I'm sorry, and I don't mean to hurt the feelings of the old fans, but he's GOAT A to me. He ain't GOAT B. He replaced the GOAT. He did things in the modern era of college football that nobody could do. And I'm just so thankful to have been a part of it, to get to watch it. I am sad today. I almost got emotional, man, because it's the end of such a special era of something I love so very dearly. And man, just thankful to be a part of the greatest coach of all time. And I'm going to end it. My moment was in the national championship. Things were starting to turn against Clemson, man. They had all the momentum in the world, and something had to be done to change it up. And the GOAT made what I thought was the greatest call in his coaching history. He called that onside kick. And man, it was just beautiful. Turn the game, go down there, get the onside, go down in the score, and it took the momentum right back away from Clemson and got that national title. And to me, that was the moment that defined Nick Saban being the GOAT to me.
Hey, Daniel, what you don't know is we practiced that play for Let's see. Since training camp never got it right, and we used it in the game,
and it worked. See, that's Saban. That's Saban, man. I'm thankful.
We kicked it out. It's always went out of bounds or it was far. I was like, we ain't gonna never use this shit.
Who ended up getting it? It wasn't. It was
Marlon.
Marlon ended up getting it. But I was about to say Dre, but I meant to say Marlon. But no, man. Again, that was the moment for me. There's so many, but that's the one that GOAT being the GOAT.
Dan, your turn, sir.
Man, I think about recency. So I'm gonna give you my one of my favorite Coach Saban moment recently. It happened this year. I would say after the Tennessee victory, Coach Saban started going towards the locker room. Then he stopped. He started going towards the tunnel. He stopped. Then he ran back on the field and waved to the fans to show appreciation. I think that moment, was very special, and that was like Coach Saban showing his love to the Alabama fan base. I tend to think of that moment, reflect on that moment. There was a real intimate moment with Coach Saban and the fans. Coach Saban showing his appreciation and gratitude toward the University of Alabama fan.
You know why he did that, right?
Why?
Because you remember last year, I think it was the game before that our fan wasn't involved.
Right.
And he had a press conference and said, if our fans get involved, maybe we'll win the game.
Right.
And then he have Nick at noon when it's a night game, and he said it again at Nick at noon. And I think that's what he realized, that the fans was in the game. And he was like, hold on, let me go thank them for coming and doing
right.
Right. Hey, Bo, speaking of Tennessee, wasn't that you?
Yeah.
Man, I love that.
that was my favorite Bo moment.
Hold on. He's going to get the shirt, man.
He's got the shirts.
Man, I ain't seen Bo move that quick since that Tennessee play.
Hey, man.
Hey, look, here you go.
There you go.
Hey, you can turn it around. There you go.
Hey, we need those right now. It's getting available in our shop.
Hey, Bo, put them online for sale, man.
They is online. Dude.
No, the price. You gotta say the price of the brick went up.
You better tell her where they find it, man.
Yeah, it's on my website, boscarbrough.com. Man, I had limited edition at first. I had 135, and then when I came down for the Tennessee and sold them, and I had sold like 95 to 100 of them, like right before the game started. And then I went back down there during Christmas, and people were asking me, did I still have the shirts? And I sold like the rest of the 35, and like people still like, how can I get a shirt? I'm like,
yeah, I gotta get one.
Hey, they online, they on a limited edition. So after they gone, and ain't no remake. So
I gotta get one.
They getting them.
I'm gonna get one, man.
Yeah.
Josh
they ain't got no most mediums.
Josh Payne says the announcement is coming soon.
I got all sizes.
Matt needs a medium.
I got big and tall. I got big and tall, small and little.
All right, Cici, your favorite Nick Saban moment.
I have two. One of them, it was a few years ago. We beat Arkansas by 1 point, and Coach Saban, the way he went off in that press conference, when I think all the reporters, they made a big deal about us just winning by 1 point, and the way he lit into them, I'll never forget that moment. And then there was a few years ago, I think it was after one of the championship games, when the players had Coach Saban, dancing, and he just went completely. It was so epic. Yes, and it was so epic. Yes. And it was so epic. And I just think that says a lot about just how the players interact with the coach. And it's more than just football, And so those were my two. I would say when Coach Saban chewed out Julio Jones shortly after Julio got there, and then right after Julio got the touchdown. So, but I want to say this really quickly. I think that there should be something. I don't know what that looks like, but there should be something to honor Coach Saban. And I stand on that. I like I said, we have to give people their flowers before, things really spiral out of control. We don't know the real reason why he's retiring so abruptly, but I think it's important that, you know, even in the city of Tuscaloosa, whether that's a parade, whatever that is, I'm there. But I definitely think that it's worth, you know, he's the greatest football coach of all time. And I think we need to do something to honor him.
100%.
Absolutely.
Brian Denny's gonna be sold out.
I think a parade it absolutely deserves it.
Yeah.
And we need to have a show there.
Yeah.
From Gillette.
From no.
You want to go to Gillette. They don't sell them wings no more, big boy.
I'm not allowed in Gillette's map. We'd have to do it somewhere else.
Buffalo Fields.
No more 50-cent wings on Tuesday, man.
Buffalo Fields, man. That's where we going. Buffalo Fields.
Yeah.
I think Pettey still has a 10-year ban, right?
Yeah, I've got a restrict. They won't let me in Gillette.
You talking about going to Buffalo Field? You can hold 10 wings in one hand.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, we're Baumhauer. Hey, man, me and Bo are Baumhauer's guys. We'll do it.
Absolutely.
Hey, man. Pettey and J. Rawls. They got their picture up there. They can't come in for 3 more years.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I guess so. The only place safe to go is Archibald's. Is that pretty much it? Because Matt can't go to the CC and Pettey can't go to Gillette's.
They had Matt picture up at wasn't the Jupiter? What's the name of that place?
Bucharest.
Not Jupiter. Black Orchid.
The Black Orchid.
Black Orchid. They got Matt. Matt
The
got
Jade and the 750.
Hollywood.
Well, I know y'all can go to Baumhauer.
Oh yeah, we good there.
Yeah, that's more our speed now.
That's my spot.
Breaking news: Matt Caddell was a hoe. Anyway. Hey, Luscion, your favorite Nick Saban moment? It can be a game. It can be a rant. It can be anything. What you got?
Oh, man. It's a lot of emotions for me. I've considered this man a hero for my entire adult life, like a lot of people have. So pinpointing a favorite Nick Saban moment is impossible because there's too many to count. But I do remember one instance where he did chew out a guy that you never thought he would chew out in Minka Fitzpatrick, but he did. And when he chewed out Minka, I kind of learned something about Saban, that no matter who it is on that team, he gonna get. So I don't think there's one moment in the actual Nick Saban history that stands out to me. I think what stands out more than anything else is the impact that he's had on all of his players. And the result of that is the NFL success. Like, we have so many players that are not only successful, but they're the top players in the NFL. And that's all attributed back to Saban. So I think my favorite Saban moment doesn't even happen in college. I think it's when the players get to the NFL and they get the recognition for all the work that they put in all through college, and it's the finished product. My favorite Saban moment would be like a Julio Jones getting 300 yards in a game, like that type of stuff. Like when he gets an athlete and brings them through Alabama, and then they perform at the highest level possible. That's my favorite Nick Saban moment.
Matt Caddell.
Oh, let's see.
Stay off the hub, Matt. Stay off the hub.
I know. Sorry, if I can see one, he's not chewing me out. No, but see,
I want to see Matt thirsty.
Some of my favorite Saban moments. You remember after we beat Louisville and Maria Taylor interviewed her, he goes,
"Don't ask
I'm not
again.
going to name one, so quit asking." You know, that's hilarious. Obviously, I think the second and 26, you know, him having the guts versus Georgia to make a change at quarterback and in a national championship game at that for all the marbles and to come out on top. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that. And I think one this past year, seeing him smoke the cigar, just seeing him kind of be a little bit, looser than anything. I really like that. So those are my top moments, as well as others that I can't just because
Cardell,
first year we were knuckleheads.
Matt, you gotta give that credit to the tour situation. You gotta give that credit to the leadership team because we made that decision a week before.
For real?
Yes, sir. Right. He called all us in there one by one, and he asked us, "Who do we want to start the game?" And I told him, we all told him, "Should we think Tua the better player right now?" And he was like, "No, we can't start Tua because I don't want to ruin his career going into next year." But he said, if we down by halftime and we put Tua in the game, no one expecting Tua to come back. It just shows what we have in the pocket for next year. And not be down. We were down, and he made the call.
Wow.
And it worked.
Breaking news.
Wow.
So you got to get that to the leadership.
Clip that.
But
dang, Bo.
Like Coach Saban say, the players run the team, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of these decisions be made by the leadership team.
So what you're saying is we need to build you a statue in Tuscaloosa.
Hell yeah. Hey, I already got a streak. Why not the statue?
He does. That's right. He's got a streak.
Be like that stage. Oh, turn right there. That's the landmark, bro. That's the landmark.
Okay, Justin, you got a new sound bite.
Yeah, I do.
Clip that story.
I am. I got so much gold tonight. Chris, we get to you. We got a couple of super chats. One who's not in favor of Bo. I don't think Bo understands that Coach Ryans has a young NFL team. Why the hell would he leave Houston? Come on, Bo. Make it make sense, bro.
Because Daddy called. Bama ain't everywhere. I answer that.
I can ask it for him. What they say? Money talk, bullshit walk.
There you go.
Be sci-fi for life.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He said Ryan has a young, good NFL team. Don't you see?
What you think he got at Bama?
Look, don't you see all these coaches be leaving these young kids in college?
Yeah.
How many?
They recruit. Hold on. How many times we done seen head coaches recruit these 5 stars, and as soon as they get there, they leave?
Name one successful NFL.
Okay, Coach Saban did it to Miami. Coach Saban went in there and told Miami that he wasn't going nowhere.
Right,
in 2 hours, he landed in Tuscaloosa with Miles Moore on the jet.
Name one successful NFL coach that's left the NFL to go to college while he was successful.
Jim Harbaugh.
It took him a decade and a half.
But he was successful a decade and a half.
They were terrible the first 5 years he was there.
They weren't terrible.
Patrick Willis never coming downhill like Reuben Foster.
No, I'm talking like when he went into college. Michigan was awful.
Oh yeah, when he went into college, yeah, of course.
That's what Pettey said.
He had to.
But guess what though? Mama called. Well, he played quarterback at Michigan.
Did you not listen to Bear Bryant the countless times we've heard that clip?
But also, I think the ship had sailed with him in San Francisco too. After the whole issue with the quarterback,
Patrick Willis basically said he retired because of Harbaugh.
What AJ Merritt don't understand that people do what's best for themselves, not what's best for other people.
There you go.
Come on.
You gotta understand.
Well, man, it's all good.
Why you
Dan
think
Lanning's
yourself
your
a
next head coach,
49er?
guys. Y'all just get ready for it.
All right. So AJ
Lanning's
thinks Kiffin is the answer. Keywords shock the world. I like Bo's shock the world connotation a little bit better, but we appreciate the super chat, and he apparently still likes what we're saying, so he's still here. You guys sound so foolish saying DeMeco Ryans. The man just got hired as the Texans coach, and he's in the playoffs first year. Sounds silly.
You sound foolish. You sound foolish even spelling his name wrong in the first place.
Right, that's exactly what I said.
Learn how to spell the name
right.
first.
Thanks for the super chat. Hit that like button.
I know. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe.
Apparently, he never played football or ever been in a business situation. This is about business, not about emotions, brother. This is a business. Why you think the NFL called not for long? This is a business. DeMeco Ryan hold on. He said D'Amico Ryan went to the playoff. Let's talk about the black coach that was up there at Detroit that went to the playoff and still got fired. Same year. Come on. All right. We not foolish. You got to know business to talk about football. NFL is a business. College, the same thing is a business. These people going to go where their money at. If Alabama come down there and offer that boy way more money than Houston, his ass going to be in Tuscaloosa the next day.
They going where the money resides.
Guess what?
I think you guys are forgetting the character. I think you're kind of taking for granted the character in D'Amico, though. He also played in Houston. He's also loved in Houston.
He also played in Alabama.
He loved
Alabama. He also grew as a man in Alabama.
But are you going
in Alabama?
Are you going to say a national championship outweighs a Super Bowl ring?
Shit, if you keep getting them natties, it will.
Hey,
but let me say this.
We got some more super chat.
Coach Saban came to Alabama, won 3 natties and got a statue.
Yeah,
he didn't win 5 to get
check this out.
He
won how many Super Bowl got Tony Dungy?
Hey, how many 40-year-olds like Alabama? The job at Alabama doesn't come open that often. NFL, you can get a job every year. 5, 4, 5
exactly.
NFL jobs.
You see how quick that guy with Matt Patricia? They didn't even give Matt a chance to bring his guys in.
He's trash.
But he picked them dudes. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I full-heartedly agree with that. I'm just saying it's suggestive to put in the argument that the fact that he traded to get these certain players. He's been in a relationship with these players all year. The type of man that D'Amico is does not suggest that he leaves these players up and off a whim to come coach at Alabama. That's all I'm suggesting.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right here. If them guys come up for a contract and they don't have the money, guess what? It's gone. They is not taking a pay cut, just like Ezekiel Elliott, just like Amari Cooper. A prime example.
Man,
what Cooper said? Hold on. What Cooper said when he got signed by Dallas Cowboys? I ain't going nowhere. And guess what? The next 2 years, Browns.
We got some more super chats talking about money.
That's because he wasn't into the whole cowboy look that you got to be in, like the media and everything. Amari Cooper ain't like that.
I think Dan.
It was Jerry Jones, man. It was Jerry Jones wanting him to take $1 pay cut. Come on, who's gonna take a pay cut after you just signed me for $100 million? I'm not about to give you nothing back. You just said it in your segment. The Alabama player get to the NFL and prove themselves at the highest level. So why when I get my $100 million contract, the next 2 years you want me to cut it? Hell no. I'm going to go right over here where they going to keep giving it to me at. And if the same thing happened to D'Amico Ryan down there, if them folks come down there and say, hey, come to Alabama, sell $0.5 million, you only make it $3 down there, I guarantee you he's at being in Tuscaloosa on that jet.
Hey, not only that, I guarantee you.
Guys,
what?
Guys, we got some super chats. Let's honor these people who giving us money. Christian Love, $9.99. I'm late to the party, but I think we should get Urban Meyer. You can have your $9.99 back. JLB, $10. Drop the bong. Christian Love, no Meyer.
Hey,
there you go.
I guarantee you, if Steve make one of them bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, D'Amico Ryan be back. Y'all remember Steve with Jerry Curl? He used to be in the cab.
Antonio,
you might be retired by the time you got there, Bo.
I swear, it's like herding cats on these panels.
Who that you said?
Steve with the Jerry Curl do the cooking.
Oh,
you make one of them bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. D'Amico will be back in Tuscaloosa, boy. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, I got breaking news.
What?
The interim has been named. It's they bringing Mike Shula back home.
Man, you don't get off my
and that was Matt Caddell just got buzzed for wide receiver coach.
And this dude say Justin?
Well, Dan's about to be fired, so y'all go ahead and take in this moment. He's going to have his press conference shortly after this show. We're going to do a reaction show to his firing. It's going to be awesome. Antonio Russell, $2. Getting Coach Prime to Bama would be the power move. No, it wouldn't.
Man, Alabama not about to have that country ass shit.
No.
Alabama is not about to have no Offset and no
right.
no Rick Ross and no everybody on the sideline. You got Offset, Quavo,
I know you got the
Lil Baby. You got the
the
whole.
baby, big baby.
Travis Scott.
You got the whole industry down.
I
You got the
know.
whole rap.
Come on, play my theme
side.
music.
Hey, it's so many
Play
rap
my
dudes.
theme music.
It's so many rappers on the sideline. You can't even see the players.
You forget about the game.
Thank you,
Talking about
Bo.
give me my theme music.
Oh,
You can't
my
even
God.
you can't
Thank
even
you,
see the
Bo.
players. We don't
That
want this
is-
country ass shit down in Alabama, man.
Oh, you need to come on our show, man. Y'all.
Oh,
He's,
man.
he's all show, no coach.
Bo got me crying, man. Bo got me crying.
Blake Martin,
Rick Ross a
$4.99.
Bama fan. He a Bama fan, and we haven't allowed him on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? Locker room.
Man.
Oh God. I'm
Blake
crying,
Morton,
man.
$4.99. The game is going to
smash tires.
the game's going towards offense guy, hired an offensive minded coach.
No.
Gavin
Keep
Kane,
it-
$1.99. This one hurts worse than ever. Done with college football. Well, dang, you're missing this
Offensive-minded.
content if you are.
Georgia
Wilson,
won 3 straight
Casey.
national titles or 2 with a defensive-minded coach.
Wilson Casey got $10. And then Don Parker, $5. Hate to see Coach Saban retire, but I don't question the reasons for anyone choosing retirement. I am blessed to see the Nick Saban era and the Bears. So he got
Ooh,
the
boy,
best
you
of
old.
all worlds.
Let's go, Don Parker.
Thank you, Don.
Duh, don't play.
Don said you saw the power. Goodness, brother. You've been
Man,
around for decades. That's a
we,
blessing.
we got derailed like no other, and no panel does it better than any on the Bama Standard.
No, you need Ridley.
Where are we in the order of things here? Chris,
and Bo.
you're,
Chris
you're-
and Bo.
oh wait a minute, Don Parker. Whoever is hired next, it can't be another Mike DeBose. I don't know, Chris. You had a special relationship with Mike DeBose, didn't you?
Yeah, Mike Bogues in my
Well,
living room with me, man.
Wait,
The
wait!
boss, my
Breaking
boy, man.
news in our chat. Bill Belichick. It's historically proven that defensive-minded coaches are better.
Man, that gotta
Like me.
be Van. That gotta be Van. That's Van, man.
It's not
That's actual Coach Belichick.
Yeah.
Bills plus 8,000 out at Vegas.
Hey, he said like me.
crazy.
Bill don't use that much expression. He's like,
Hey, if Coach Saban don't know how to use the phone, I doubt it'll be a Belichick, dude.
Hey,
Right.
we gonna have the
That
all,
would be shocking.
we gonna have Belichick, Saban, and Pete Carroll all together. Let's go.
Carroll ready to come back to college?
Around the Ham, $9.99. It's more than money. A lawyer wouldn't collect trash for twice the money. NFL and college are two different things. Recruiting and kids/parents/NIL/portal versus professional players. Saban picks successor. EOD. End of the day.
Professional
Okay.
players are like,
It
they're
look-
like babysitting.
But
Everyone has their number, right? Everyone has their number.
But in the NFL, you got to deal with the egos, man. You trying to tell, you trying
Well,
to tell
that's
a
what
$10
you have
million
to do now.
corner.
In college.
yeah, I don't know. It's different. Like you was just about to say, how you gonna tell a corner that making $100 million what to do? Like I don't like a prime example. I'd have been on the team with Jalen Ramsey when we was down there in Jacksonville. Jalen Ramsey told them if we go to zone, I'm not playing. I'm walking off the field. I'm thinking he just BSing. Them boys go to zone. Jalen Ramsey put his head down and walked off the field like it was nothing. So. Again, you can't do that in college because of what? You trying to carry that character. You trying to have that good character to get drafted. And in today's world, that's a prima donna move if you in college.
Once you get that bag in the league, it's whatever. It's up.
Yeah,
from
you
there.
can do whatever. They can't tell you you got it.
I'm gonna tell you a Sean Alexander story right quick. They were scrimmaging, and boy, those jokers were hit. Marvin will tell you this, and somebody like to took Sean's head off. Sean said, that's it. He went to the sideline, took off his helmet, put a towel over his head, said he done for the day. And guess what? He was done for the day. Sean said he wasn't running it no more. He said, he said these jokers trying
And
to
didn't
kill me.
y'all?
That's
Didn't
it.
Mike
He told them
DeBose
both,
start?
that's it.
Didn't Mike DeBose start the Sean Alexander rule where no one was allowed to touch him in practice after that?
It was over with, man. Like you touch Sean if you want to. Touch Sean, man, please.
But Chris, what's your favorite moment before we get off the
It's a lot
rails
of them,
again?
man. The butt chewing he gave to AJ McCarron when he came off the field.
oh yeah.
That one.
They slapped AJ on the butt.
He just said name one.
Ooh.
Damn, little bro.
I'm damn big bro for a reason.
Listen,
So
man.
when big bro is talking,
Listen. You got 1 ounce. That's it. We don't need a list from you every time.
Hold
We
on,
need a
man.
response.
Hold on, man. Let me get my. I'm trying to. This sentimental, man. This Nick
Go ahead,
Saban
Adam the
retirement, man. You
Ford,
don't get one of those.
1999. Great show, fellas. Keep it up. Give this money
What
to
up,
Dan.
Adam? That's my boy there. What's up, Adam? But yeah, man. But that one, but it's a lot of them, man. Just his emotion, like how he went from 2nd and 26, how he went from throwing the head like at tour to running on the field like this. Like he was just so emotional, man. You know, during the game. And when he started to lose that kind of emotion, you know, as he got older, you just kind of saw him aging gracefully on the sideline. I'll say that. You just saw him age from a young, fiery guy to a more mellow, calm down, more of a CEO type.
Yeah. Well, Kirby catching up with him.
But Kirby looked like he about 65.
Man.
Kirby got all that bust at the Orange Bowl. I was like, that Kirby?
Oh, wow.
Is that Kirby?
Don Parker's got a suggestion here. Bama should hire Cat Williams.
And let's hear down.
We got him right here.
Cat Goodell.
How you say it, Mac? We're gonna go for it on 4th down.
What he said? He gonna burst said stomach.
He don't say. He said
Looking like a walrus.
Looking like a walrus. Big old walrus. He called Faison a fat Faison lie.
B-Rob, $4.99. I'm hearing Kiffin. He gonna bring Pete Golding. Y'all gonna be
Come
shitty.
on, man.
Give me Michigan OC love. They call him Fitz Bama.
No, look. Everybody would just riot in Tuscaloosa. Like, let us find out.
It will burn.
And Bill Belichick says, "Put me in a dress."
Oh my God!
We have personnel stationed at the airport with Pete Golding's picture, Bill O'Brien's picture, all the other field coordinators' pictures. That if they enter T-Town, they will be handled. So don't worry, Bama Nation ain't coming nowhere near.
Lane was on the phone with Coach Saban when he found out he about to retire. He was like, "Man, get me out of here, man. Get me away. Get me away
He
from
said,
Pete,
"Bring
man.
me home."
Hey,
and that's my half brother. That's my half brother. He might be on a flight right now. I'm just saying.
Hey, Le Champion.
Freshwater back in the bar scene in Tuscaloosa.
Hey,
he wants to hire Steve Brown.
Steve Brown and Cat Williams on the
Steve Brown and Cat Williams on the sideline.
Boy, look at here.
Okay. Davis, Lewis, Love, $5. A spring game will be packed. It'll be serious competition for positions. I wonder what this means for Tommy Reese.
Tommy Reese wonder what it means for him too.
Yeah,
right.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Tommy Reese,
it ain't safe for none of them.
He's on Craigslist right now, actually.
They can't coexist.
Hell no. If it's Lane Kiffin, Tommy Reese is gone.
Yeah, he gone.
Let's just
Tommy's gonna be at Ole Miss with Pete Golding. He's gonna be at Ole Miss with Pete. They're gonna swap places.
Ole Miss is the Bama graveyard.
Oh, come on, Pettey.
Hey, that's Ohio State. That's Ohio State.
Hey, now there's a little red and blue in this blood. We ain't gotta go that low. I get it. Hey, man, I ain't the only one that's got a little red and blue love in this chat either. So
There isn't.
there's a homeboy grinning down under me that got a little red and blue.
Yeah, sure live. I sure do like Ole Miss too and Oklahoma too.
Yeah, hey, I love Oklahoma, man. But my boy played in Todd Bates, the D-line coach. That's my dog. So I'm always with Todd wherever he goes.
Bring him home.
I'm not mad about the blue. Y'all didn't say nothing about orange, so I'm good with the blue. I hate that energy.
Bo, it's your
they
turn.
showed Saban leaving the complex, police escort all around him.
That was you leaving the CC.
Wait.
Surviving Matt Goodell.
It wasn't any worse than surviving Justin Riley last night.
Hey,
no, surviving Justin Riley with a white shirt on.
Oh man, that poor girl taped up in the back last night.
I'm just saying, y'all. Like I heard an organ and maybe a cat off tune. There was some, and Justin was in a white tee, so you don't really know what was going on there.
Pettey crazy, man. Pettey is crazy.
Imagine what I could do to this panel. Bo, your favorite Saban moment. You have plenty that you experienced. Could be a play, could be a game, could be a moment you shared in his office, could be a press conference. What you got?
It ain't neither one of those. It was Me, said, Jeff Allen, Coach Saban, we coming from Birmingham, coming from a golf tournament. Said driving Coach Saban on the passenger side. I'm behind said. Jeff behind Coach Saban. So we hitting it. Like we in his 550. So we hitting it. So you know me, I'm from the hood, so you know we speed and I like that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So Jeff like said, slow down. So it's Coach Saban on the phone at the time. And said ain't said man. So I look at Jeff look at me, he said, slow down. So next thing you know, we zoom past the police. I'm talking about like we going 90. Police get behind us, said, I told these mother they gonna let goddamn it, hold on. He called somebody. He said, I done told y'all mother, I ain't with we woo. And hung up the phone and they still were behind us and Jeff like said, you ain't gonna stop. Coach Saban turned around and said, Jeff, we're not stopping. And we
Wow.
Yeah.
we just kept going. We just kept going. Police just backed up off us and just started driving regularly. That was funny.
That's wild, dog. That is wild.
Bull.
That's gold.
That's that mafia stuff right there, y'all.
That's GOAT story right there. We ain't stopping.
When Coach Saban said that, I just slumped down in my seat and showed up. I was like, shit, just drive this boy. Said, shit, just get her there. I don't care how fast we get there, just get her there. And
Hey,
then,
man.
If I wish a motherfucker would was a car driver.
Hey, dog. Said a robot, man. That dude looked the same from the first day I stepped foot on campus. He still looked the same today.
man,
Like,
said
30
that
years
dude.
later.
Yeah. Said that dude, man. They can't mess with said.
But I have a question. Can we all agree that we need more former players on the staff personnel? I mean, that's something that I think we've lacked. And like Sean Dion Hamilton, for example. I mean, there are plenty of names that we could there are plenty of names that we can throw out there. I'm curious what that's going to look like.
Dante Hightower.
They don't want me over there.
We need you over here.
They'll be in the transfer portal the next day messing with me.
Why is
We
that?
need that energy though, Bo.
I go back to
energy.
the Coach Saban 2014 to 15 days on their ass.
Make some men again in Tuscaloosa. We need that energy.
Yeah, these kids there, you can't even cuss at them. They gonna go home and tell their mama.
Bo's
Go
gonna
ahead
bring
with
in
the
some
fast
1 and
card.
2 stars that look like they've been through some things.
Well, I swear.
You saw when Mark Ingram went up, but the 3-star and came out that motherfucker and
Hey.
said Heisman Trophy winner.
Devontae Smith, 3-star.
So you feel me?
No, that's the
3
wrong
stars
Devontae
might be
Smith.
it.
That's the wrong Devontae Smith. The one we know, the receiver, that joke was a 5-star on some services.
Right.
When he was a 3-star.
On what was he there?
4-star, I thought.
No, when
When
Smitty
he was
first came
5-star
out, he was a
on
3-star.
Rivals or something. Devontae
Who?
Smith, the receiver.
No, he was 4-star.
You know, at one point he was early in the process.
Yeah, I remember him being a 5-star at one point. Wasn't that when he was committed to Georgia?
No, he wasn't a 5-star then. He was a 4-star when he was committed to Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Man,
committed to
they
Ole
had
Miss
him,
for a
man.
long time.
Huh?
I was committed to Ole Miss for a
I
long
remember. I remember you committed to Ole Miss, but shoot, Georgia had Derrick Henry and Devontae Smith committed at one time. That's crazy.
Man, all right. So Jimmy Fritz has got $9.99 thrown our way. Hey, and again, $9.99 and a marriage proposal. See, she will you marry me? Roll Tide. Wow.
Okay,
Not for
He
$10.
look like a quarterback.
Not for $10.
Yeah, you like a quarterback. Yeah, that. Yeah. Hey, look, put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is.
Hey, shit. Put the picture back on.
I do have my license to marry you guys.
Look, y'all know I'm with you.
We can have a wedding next week.
Hey, she said, you see a picture? Man, he got plenty of money.
I know. I see. Look. So that
Don't
$9.99.
understand
Look,
that,
you can move that decimal to the right a couple times.
Ooh.
Hey, he basically said yes if you move that to the right.
Hey, she said she didn't say one time. She said a couple times.
A few times. Right? Look, hey, we're going into a recession, so money talk, bullshit walks.
Okay,
Y'all don't look.
I done brought a couple lingos tonight.
One thing about it. Don't get me started tonight. We literally almost went 2 hours without me going.
Petty?
What?
Where else can you get this content?
You can't.
Nowhere.
Man, you even get what Petty? Give me a line on the game tonight or something. Give me something tonight.
Man, the only line we got is the one I'm watching right now. It's Ole Miss plus 2.5 against Florida. How about that?
What's the line on the next Bama coach?
Dan Lanning's got the best numbers in Vegas right now. Ooh. And man, the smoke's coming out that he's in Tuscaloosa. And
that's what I heard.
I said there was a plane that landed.
Guys, it's
by my contact in the airport security. Yeah.
They saying on the phone, Bo.
Dan Lanning's y'all's next he's next high coach, guys. Man, it's just coming.
They said ain't nothing boiling but the peas in the pot, and they ain't boiling unless the water hot.
Where'd you get that from?
Hey man.
Hey, I'm an old time.
That was Green County right there.
That's country.
Yeah, I heard they rolled a tree down in Auburn, man.
Yeah.
That's Mike 059. $5. I bet they're rolling the ugly tree down in Auburn.
Oh, they put up a plaque. They're gonna have a plaque 110-24.
There's not a clean ass in Auburn, Alabama.
No picture, nowhere. It's all in the trees. I tell you what, if Ryan Williams don't commit back to Bama, he gonna have a price to pay, boy, when he come across that middle.
Hey, I hope if he doesn't come to Bama, I hope he meets my good friend Caleb Downs in the future multiple times.
I think he did it too soon, in my opinion.
You don't do it on not when
not minutes after an hour.
But
after.
He's a kid. He's only 16.
Yeah.
So I'll give him that out until he commits to Auburn, and then I will commence to hate him.
Bo knows what he's getting. though. He's getting
not before his commitment.
So Justin,
right now.
Yeah.
Justin, before we end this live, I really want to, because a lot of people have been kind of harping on the fact that we have over 20 players in the transfer portal, right? Okay. I honestly, and if any of the players are watching, the current players or even the ones to come, I don't want them to leave. I know that this could be a shocker, and some of the recruits will say things like, well, I came to Bama because of Coach Saban. I look at it a little differently. I feel like we have the foundation. A lot of schools, they're still working to find their identity or to find their standard. My thing is that it's already there. And so to me, you're in the perfect scenario. Now, I hope that the school does right and get the right, personnel and coaches. But I feel like for these new guys and the current ones, we have the foundation. Everything is there. You know what I'm saying? So I really hope that they view it that way versus viewing it as, a total loss, which we all feel it, but all is not lost. So
yeah, I agree with Gigi said because of you can get into that transfer portal and not get picked up at all, and now you up a shit creek. So why not stay at what legends are made? I mean, like she said, we already established. Like you can come through our system and you can go undrafted and still be on the team and make the team. Like you can go to some of the other schools and not play at all, and you won't even get an invite to nothing. Like we had plenty of guys that didn't even touch the field and still got a camp invite because of Coach Saban, and they know how he ran his program.
And how many players? I'm gonna see if y'all can name this. Out of all the players that transferred out, what player went somewhere else and did better than they would have done or what they're doing at Bama?
We only had one player that did that. He did that in 2014 and 15. That was Alvin Kamara.
Yep.
What about
better than he would have done at Bama?
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah, he would have done. He would have done better. He would have done.
They just did better.
Yeah, he did. He did. I think he did better because
Kamara did his thing.
He wasn't. I don't think he would have got the playing time because of Derrick Henry, T.J. Yeldon, and Drake Kirkpatrick and Kenyon Drake. Yeah, and Kenyon Drake. So
Well, we got a couple more super
it wasn't
chats.
enough balls.
We got totally not rushed past.
That's right.
Rants or bust.
That's right.
And then we get Don Parker. Do you guys see Marquise May's tweets?
Which one?
He said he knows who the next head coach is gonna be. I think that's one you're referring to.
Oh yeah, we Dan Lanning. Well, I mean that's what was told to me earlier.
That's not going to shock the world. I'm still getting hung up on that. I don't feel like that's a shock the world type of.
Yeah, I'm still with Bo on this. I cannot think that would shock or bring that wow factor.
Maybe a little bit.
It's still not Lane. 100. Yeah.
Kirby, man.
Shock the world.
Kirby's
is a
the only
bold
one that can shock the world. Kirby or D'Amico.
Or Sarkeesian.
Ooh, see, that's
that's shocking.
That's shocking because
I would love it. I would love it. That would make 2024 great again.
It's 2-4 been bad for you already?
No, it's actually that would make it better. Now I will say though, to some degree, because we didn't win the national championship. So that kind of,
my boy Bowden already made 2024 great, boy, with these comments today.
He most definitely.
Harbaugh, who is a known booger eater, did just win the national title, and Sark is also a known booger eater. So, oh man, he got busted just like Harbaugh. So hey, man, maybe there's a correlation. National title. No, Sark would be a shock though. Being established at Texas, coming into the SEC. You know, they're going to take over Texas.
And then we could get Bo Davis to come with them.
Ooh, LSU
bring Bo on back.
With LSU.
Bo just signed with LSU.
Them kids at Alabama can't take Bo Davis coaching, man.
Yeah, he already signed with LSU. He ain't coming to Bama.
Hey,
that defensive line needs some Bo Davis in their life.
But Sark said that he owes his life to Saban though. After that, when Saban made those coaches get the physicals, and they found that heart condition, and he ended up having emergency surgery. He said he owes it to Saban. Like he said, if it wasn't for Nick Saban, he wouldn't be alive right now.
MKE 059 $2. There's only one, and it's Kamara. And then Van the Man Edwards super chat. Calm down, everyone. I've accepted the job. I'll be sending after Bo, Chris, and Matt to help soon.
He didn't say dang. I see your post on.
I just announced Dan James has been hired as Stillman's new head coach.
We go 707 and Bum. Remember that, Matt?
Yeah.
Bum Stillman is 707. They used to try to come over there to the practice facility, Bo, and do some 707. Man, we used to give them the business.
Don't sleep on Sark. I'm hearing Miko, Sark, Lanning, Kiffin. Those kind of the top four I'm kind of hearing.
Well, Colin Cowherd is tweeting.
But
you got watching.
That doesn't shock you though.
DeBoer, man. I don't think it's gonna be him, but that name's
if it's DeBoer, it's gonna be DeBoering down here in the South. Like
hey, let me tell you about DeBoer, though.
It don't translate to the South, baby.
That would be a shock.
Hey, DeBoer probably saw that game. How we played Michigan. Then he saw how his team played Michigan. He was like, I'd rather coach them guys over there because I can turn them into some because they didn't stand a chance the other night, man. Michigan just made it look so easy, like running the ball, but we actually slowed Michigan down. I mean. I don't want to get back on that, but still.
Well,
yeah, don't have me.
We've been here about 2 hours.
I've been lining up about that.
Supposedly they're gonna make an announcement in 10 minutes, so that'll give us time to go around the room. Everybody promote their socials and how they can find you, all that good stuff. Our shows got thrown out of whack, but it was kind of worth it. And we'll have more to talk about in the coming weeks. But start us off, Pettey. Then go to Dan, Sishi, Luscion, Matt, Chris, and then Bo. You can definitely pop all your stuff, especially that shirt.
Bo might have popped off.
Yeah, we lost Bo. He went dark.
Now Bo's still here.
Pettey, I'm Daniel Pettey, Week 0 Sports. Check us out. We'll be recording Saturday morning talking about all this craziness. And me and my co-host, I don't know, man. I imagine there will be more information unfolding as we understand. I expect the Alabama coach to be named before we record our show on Saturday. So we'll be talking about that in the future. So check us out at week0sports.com. And man, Just glad to be here. Just hate that. It's a weird night, man. Like Cece said, we're gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be a pinch yourself moment. Like, is it really over? I don't know, man. Breaking up with that girl you really liked in high school. She done dumped you, and you hope she's gonna take you back. Wake up the next day and she's all
gone.
She gone.
That's how I was when Dan went off to college, man. Left me in
Totally not rushed. Probst. D'Amico Ron's Twitter says roll tide before it says we are Texans. We want Miko.
Damn right. That be sci-fi, man. They don't understand.
That'd be awesome.
Reese Davis says Nick Saban has an invitation to be a member of College Game Day. It's always open.
He's gonna replace Corso. Saban's gonna be putting on the headgear.
Man, they don't understand how deep B sci-fi is, bro.
Nope.
Damn.
That's why it wouldn't be hard for Miko to come home. Miko came home, it would surprise me one bit. They don't understand. Like,
that is my turn now.
You ever notice, Dan, when it's your time to shine, little brother's got to always.
Hey, what the caption says? Dan's what?
No matter what it says, what it is.
Fake news. That's what it says.
That don't make you big, brother. You know what I'm saying? If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Hey, it was cold. Hey, it was cold at night.
We can still talk.
Man, the catchphrases that we have got here tonight has far surpassed anything that Stephen M. Smith has brought to the table. He has definitely lost the title. What do you think, Zishi?
What's Stephen at?
I can't breathe. Dan, did you just say your head, boss?
Man,
he said what?
Nothing. I don't want to repeat it.
He said,
I said it was cold at night.
He was listening because he's talking like he is now. It's my time. It's final whistle, Dan, y'all. Y'all catch every week right here on this very network. You know.
Look, Dan, we were supposed to be on my show tonight, the Crimson Dynasty, right here on the Bama Standard. Then we get the unfortunate news about Coach Saban, so we had to rush and get everyone on. But you can find me here every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Crimson Dynasty. We're right here on the Bama Standard Network. And then you can find me on social media, primarily Instagram. I have my handle here. Just be careful what you send in my DMs because someone had to learn the hard way last week. I went on a complete. I had to because I don't want people to feel like it's just like open. I mean, you can do that to other people, but you can't do that over here. So just be a little careful.
They thought it was a game.
And he found out. He found out quickly. I'm like, y'all better come get y'all's children. And he did. Look. Got completely roasted.
My gosh. I mean, people are still giving it. We got $3 from NKE059. I like Prime, but the circus won't ride in T-Town. Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Luscion.
Dan got to pop his off.
Yeah, Dan got to pop his off.
He did.
I did. You were just talking, Chris, when I was trying to give it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, because I heard a lot of fluff.
People tune in to see me and CC anyway. They want to see the pretty folk.
Well, that definitely ain't you. That's Beauty and the Beast.
What about now? What
oh my God!
Oh, there you go. That's the good side there. Ooh,
oh my gosh!
Like twins there, boy.
Dan,
like twins.
Dan, stop. Looking like duck goose. Fix your neck.
Giggity.
Oh my God. The main reason we lasted 2 hours is because I can't tame these people.
Nah, you can't. We
somebody get Bo
wild.
back on, man.
He had to go.
Am I up?
Yes, you're up.
My bad, man. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm really emotional. I hold January 10th in a certain spot in my heart.
Lou crying.
Yeah, I might be a little bit.
Not on your birthday, my boy. Y'all show some birthday super chat.
Dog, you proud on your birthday, dog. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's the worst birthday gift ever.
Literally, it is. And I'd have been to other countries and got shot on my birthday, and that don't nowhere near measure up to this shit.
Hey, Lou, how old you turned today, Lou?
I'm 34 years young.
Hey, somebody send a $34 chat for my boy Lou for his birthday. Give me a super chat, $34. Somebody.
Man, it's the most depressing day I think since I got born. Like, I'm all celebrating, and then I get a message that Nick Saban retired. Like, I obviously can't celebrate my birthday anymore.
Luscion, did you say you got shot on your birthday before?
Dang.
I mean,
Ricky.
multiple things have happened to me
What
on my
type of
birthday in
life
my
have you-
past.
What you be doing on the side?
I was in the military.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, you see, I'm not just out in the street getting shot for no
That's what I'm about to
reason.
say.
Yeah.
Like you live in that.
Y'all just Pettey's face right now.
Compton was rough.
I know. Look at Pettey. Petty's like,
Somebody said Matt looking up real recipe.
But let's not gloss over the fact that Lou just said he's been shot on his birthday in the military. And
look,
today,
Matt's been on his phone for the last 15 minutes. What recipe?
I'm looking them up.
I'm just saying, like, if the
you
GOAT
don't
gonna
understand how
retire,
his fans only fans is very important.
None of his
in Matt's
OnlyFans.
life.
man, I'm just saying, like, you could have waited like 7 hours and announced it on January 11th, and it'd have been like cool. But man, damn. I
Well,
can't
we
never
got some
celebrate my
birthday
again.
money coming in. We got Arlette Collins $5. We got Around the Ham UA blocked tracking of N1 UA. If landing comes, does he bring Tosh?
No.
How about Aaron Field as
Yes.
SC? Also, to fans, please stop adding rumors about Miss Terry having health issues. It's Mike 059 $5. I bet they're rolling the ugly tree down in Auburn.
They fans? A former player came on and
Yeah.
not fans.
Yeah, I think that might have something to do with it.
That's what we were told.
Yeah, these aren't like there's fans up here. There's former players that are mentioning this stuff.
Yeah, it was confirmed by Charlie Potter that it was health reasons had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. All right, Matt, how can they find you on social media? Where are you at on Tuesday nights? All that good stuff.
Final whistle here on the Bama Standard, and tune in next Tuesday. I'll be looking at real recipes.
Back to the hungry stomach.
Looking up recipes, man. D'Amico gonna call you in for an interview for wide receiver coach. He's like, damn, man, you're gonna have to move the offensive tackles.
I know, right? Guards at that.
Hey man, I knew Miko was gonna be special when we was in Hawaii, and all of us were out, Matt. And this joke was on his bed studying for a finals that was 2 weeks away. I was like, man, you don't close that book up and get out with the rest of us. He was that serious. That's why
Nick Riding said
Danny Lanning delayed team meetings tomorrow. Flight from Tuscany.
Yeah, because he's in T-Town right now. I got
he's
that
the new head
confirmed
coach
from
of
my
the University of Alabama, and he's gonna be good. Don't be disappointed in this.
I be telling folks that, man.
That
Landon
still
is
does not shock the world. Like that's
shocking. You just told Oregon's coach.
That was
No.
Justin's question. It's not like it was the actual question. I mean,
Well, wait, hold on. Where did this shock the world come from?
Bo.
Bo said he felt like someone told
No,
him.
he said
it's
somebody
gonna shock
told
the
him
world.
that. He said
Yeah,
that.
Somebody
that
told
don't-
me it's going to rock the world. That's what he said. I guess like Wanda.
He's gonna rock the Nike world.
Justin.
Do it, Justin. I got you.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Man, what a shock the world.
What in the world is happening?
Man, y'all get y'all money worth tonight. Yeah, y'all.
Hey man.
Apparently, they've been paying for it the entire time.
Hey dog, you got to laugh to keep from crying, man. Y'all don't
Luscion
understand.
already started crying though.
Stop it, man.
Luscion.
Stop it,
Go,
CC.
Chris.
I'm just
We're
saying.
going-
him out. on
We're
his
going
birthday.
through the 12 stages of grief
Come
right
on, it's
now.
We're
like-
going through
2.5.
grief right now, Cici.
I'm
I
a damn
know.
man, Cici.
Cici, you don't understand how much noise I done talked to these folks, how much ammunition I done gave them
Go,
over.
Chris.
No, I
They come up to my
understand.
It's yours. Go,
I
Chris.
understand.
It's fine.
Mine is, Tuesday night right here, baby. You can find me on Facebook, Chris K. James Sr., on Twitter or X at Coach Chris James. I need some followers, y'all. Coach Chris James on X or Twitter. I don't know what my Instagram handle is. I forgot it. I done changed it so much to keep my boss and them from finding it. Because my Instagram is crazy.
We'll take the OnlyFans off and he ain't gonna worry.
No, you can't see that. You can't see that. The only thing you see this right here.
Mm.
I use Dan name anyway on my OnlyFans. My name Dan James.
But listen, it's been quite a night. Good family time here. We finished up the night laughing and having a good time. I think we're in the delusion stage of our 12 stages of grief.
We are.
The only thing we're missing is our brother Stephen M. Smith to talk about Crockpot Bama. But
Oh,
feel like
and
Bo,
the kicker and the punter.
the kicker and the punter. But we got plenty of good sound bites we're going to use. And welcome home, D'Amico Ryans.
Hey,
Roll Tide.
Roll
Glenn
Tide.
Schumann.
Listen, I want y'all to
Roll
stay
Tide.
tuned. Next week, we'll be back on our regularly scheduled program. I don't foresee any earth-shattering news happening next week that would completely throw everything out of whack.
Next
So-
week, the University of Alabama changes its colors. I mean, that's what I'm waiting for at this point. Like,
It changes the logo again. I mean,
White helmets.
Hey, that would be fire.
what?
But
White helmets.
White helmets.
folks, I want to thank everybody tonight for being here with us the full 2 hours. At one point, we had close to 900 watching live here.
Good.
Couldn't do it without you. We thank you for all the super chats. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Totally not Rush Probst. Greg Byron's tweets indicate he ain't putting a timetable on it. He's holding out for D'Amico. There we go. That's our vote. If you're watching the replay, show us some love there. Tell us who you think is going to be the successor. I want to remind everybody to tune in next week for up-to-date news from all these great shows. Bama Standard on Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Slave Bolden will be with us to tell us his thoughts on departing Nick Saban. Then the final whistle right back at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And although she was slighted this week, thanks, Nick Saban, she'll be back next week to cuss somebody out, put somebody in their place, and tell it like it is. But we all love it. She does all three things. But 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Teague's Take, 8:15 p.m. Central, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We had to push him aside too. Sorry, legend. But we'll be back to normal next week, at least show-wise. Mentally, that's a whole nother subject. But that'll do it for us here at the Bama Standard. Thank you again, everyone. Good night and roll tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, guys.
Roll